Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Wake Up American, the American English pronunciation show that meets in the morning, New York time. So right now it's right around 8 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to help you just get some pronunciation practice in for the day because you might be really busy. So this might be your only chance to get some practice in. And we're going to keep it relatively fast. All of the exercises you see today are short exercises taken from our pronunciation group on Telegram, where I give all of our members quick feedback. They're able to send in a file and I give them suggestions and things. So that way you're able to get in, your 2 to 3 minutes of pronunciation practice every single day because you feel it if you miss a day. It's important if you're trying to really make drastic changes to your pronunciation. It's important to be doing something every single day. So this is our way to try to help you out. My name is Jeff, which rhymes with breath, which is one of the four key ingredients to a natural sound in American English pronunciation. Those are placement, pitch, breath, and trying to reduce your consonant sounds, trying to strengthen your vowels. Hello to Shok. Shok, sometimes I feel like I might miss. I know you're here. Just sometimes I miss saying hello. So I do want to make sure I say, give you a shout out for being with us once more. And if you're with us and you want to say, hey, please do send us a little hello in the comments because we always love to see you here. Our words for today are going to be related to footwear, shoes, and things of that nature. So you guys can let us know what type of footwear you wear the most often, and we can make sure that you're pronouncing them as naturally as possible in American English. There are some tricks to some of these things that we do want to be mindful of if we're trying to get the most natural sound. Let's begin with our first word here, sneakers. Sneakers. There's actually a couple quick things here that can be problematic for people. The first is going to be that E sound. It's very easy to use an E from our first language because E is universal. Almost every single language has that E sound. See, Emmanuel's also taking some time out of work to join us. Good to see you, sir. I'll be seeing Emmanuel shortly in our Mission English program. So for that E sound, make sure you're not saying like snee with a really high E. It's more snee. Can you hear a difference between snee? We want that lower one in terms of placement. Also trying to get more air through. Try to really feel your diaphragm as you're doing that. Uh, the K sound in sneakers is going to be pretty weak. It's not sneakers. It's a little too strong. It's more sneakers. So then you have that ers sound at the end. Ers. That can be a tricky sound with the R. When I'm saying ers, that's with the tip of my tongue down against the bottom of my mouth. Ers. Sneakers. Other things you want to be mindful of. This is a two-syllable word. So that means our second syllable is not, because it's not stressed, you want it to have a lower pitch and you also want it to be weaker and faster. It's like sneakers. Do you see how weak that sound is? Let's try to speed that up. Sneakers. One of the things you'll notice is you can really hear that snee. And that curse sound is so weak, right? Curse. Sneakers. And that's just quick strategy to get you a more natural sound. And that's going to be true for any sort of situation where your stress is on the first syllable and your second syllable is not stressed. Okay. Hello to Hannah checking in. Good to see you once more as well. Our second word here, shoes. I really want you to see my lips here when I'm saying this. I would also encourage you to look at your own lips, see what you're doing with your lips, like shoes. See how like straight my lips are? Ooh. It's not ooh, shoes. Shoes. See how everything just opens up. So I don't want my lips to be overly round. I know sometimes that ooh sound is taught with round lips, and you can make it work. But if you want that shoes, if you want that to work, you need to make sure you have a lower placement and you have enough airflow through. What a lot of students do when they round the lips, the placement also shoots up towards the lips. Everything gets really tight and there's not enough air through the diaphragm and the throat. So these are big issues that are going to block that sound. So again, like shoes. Okay. I do see Emmanuel asking good questions how you pronounce different brands. We'll talk about that at the end. If you can name for me some more brands you would like me to say, that would be immensely helpful. Next word, cleats. Cleats. Just like we talked about with sneakers, cleats. Make sure when you're saying that TS, you need to pronounce the T, then the S. So it's not cleats, it's cleats. Like a TS sound. Tss, tss, tss. It's not, can you hear the difference between tss, 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 and tss? So again, tss versus tss. You want to make sure that you can hear the difference between those. Those are two different sounds in American English. That first one is that TS, like a tss, because just a note, you need that at the end of cleats. Similarly for boots, you need that as well. Boots has that same thing we talked about for shoes. So you can go back and listen to all those things I said for that ooh sound. The thing you want to watch out for with that B, B's do have a tendency to close placement off and to overly tense up your jaw. So like boots, it's way too poppy. We want that B to be really weak. So one progression you can do is like, it's boots, it's boots, it's boots, it's boots, it's boots. See how my lips are staying straight, not needing to round. Our next word here is slippers. Slippers. So notice it's not sleep. This is a short I sound, so it's not an E sound. This is an eh. My biggest tip again is to have the sides of your tongue press against your top teeth. Also make sure the back of your tongue is low enough. So more sli, sli. So again, it's not E sli, it's sli, slippers. Notice that when you say ers, that R sound is relatively weak. It's not like ers. Way too strong there. We're really blocking things off. It's really tight. You want it to be much more open. It's more slippers, slippers. Also, again, just like we saw with sneakers, that second syllable is very weak, right? Slippers. See how weak the sound is? It's not slippers. It's slippers. The is really weak. Next one, sandals. Sandals. Couple things here that are tricky. The second syllable again is reduced, so it's a low pitch, very weak sound. Us. First word, first syllable, sand. This is your ass sound, like in cat, but we have a nasal after it. So remember, when that happens, what we want to do is our tongue's going to slide back a little bit, and we're going to do a heavy breath out of our nose right before the end. So it's going to actually sound like and. Just try saying that a couple times. And. That's the sound we're going for. We're keeping the placement low, and we're also trying to get lots of air through. This is a nasal sound because the air goes through your nose, but you still want the placement low. Okay, so again, and. If you find that you're saying and, or on, those are not the sounds we're going for. We're going for and, sandals. The last thing I'll say for sandals is I would really recommend a dark L sound for the L's. Dark L meaning I'm going to not actually touch the tip of my tongue to the top of my mouth. I'm actually going to press against the bottom of my mouth. Somewhere else. So like sandals. Sandals. I'll be honest when I'm saying that. That's the tip of my tongue against my bottom front tooth. Sandals. Okay. That's just a note on those. Next one, the ass. This is a more traditional ass sound in flats. Flats. Again, we get that TS sound we saw earlier. Ah, like in cat. Big difference between, for instance, an ah sound. Ah. See how you can see into my mouth? Ah. And then when I say ah, see how my tongue gets a lot bigger? Ah, 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 ah. You can see my tongue kind of widens and raises, especially in the middle when I say that ah sound. So you can check this sound in the mirror pretty easily. Flats. Before we take a look at our next word, I do just want to again highlight where all these words are coming from. These words are all coming from our pronunciation group on Telegram. The pronunciation group on Telegram, it looks a little bit like, if I can find it. Every files are going crazy. What is happening? Okay. Pronunciation group on Telegram looks a little something like this. On the left-hand side, you can see people, all those white audio files. Those are files that students send in to me. And then that green at the bottom, you may also see Lenora's name. That's the feedback. So we listen and we give suggestions and send in audio files and things like that. So that way you can get in a little bit of pronunciation practice every single day because, again, if your goal is to make changes to your pronunciation, the most important thing is to practice a little bit every single day. You can't take a day off. It's like if you study Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you're like, oh, this weekend, I'm going to take a break. What's going to happen on Monday? You're going to come back and you're going to feel a little slower. You're going to feel a little rustier. You start sliding backwards. So I really recommend a little bit of pronunciation practice every single day, whether it's with me or not. Try to find ways to make time for it. Our Wake Up American series is to help with that, but so is our pronunciation group on Telegram. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, I do have some good news too. It's the price of $5 a month to join, and this is how you can do it. FluentAmerican.com for all of our pronunciation services, including memberships, including our daily Telegram program, where you send in files every day and get corrections from us. Mission English, where we meet twice a day in live stream classes, and also our paid video courses so you can start learning right away. Video course called Four-Step American Accent, which walks through the 4 keys to a natural sound, which again are placement, pitch, breath, and weakening your consonant sounds. That video course is free. All we need is your email to send it to you. But again, our pronunciation group currently on Telegram is $5 for the month, but I only have 4 spots left. We lost a spot. Someone claimed it. So we have 4 spots left at the $5 price point. So if you would like to only spend $5 a month in the pronunciation group lifetime, as long as you stay in the group, this is your opportunity. Spaces are extremely limited. Okay. There literally is no better quick value for studying pronunciation. Last couple of words from our original group. We have flip-flops. This is a compound noun. So there's 2 different parts to this, right? There's 2 separate words, but they make a single thing, your flip-flops. So when this happens, we're going to stress the first word. We're going to stress flip. So flip-flops, flip-flops. Okay. Stressing flip. Again, we talked about that short I earlier. So it's not fleep, it's flip. For flops, this is your ah sound. So it's not flop, flop. It's flop. Ah, like in hot or stop or cop. Flop. Ah, ah. A lot of languages have an ah sound, but sometimes more all, or like ah. But this is more ah. Lower placement, more air. Flops. Flip flops. Flip flops. Our last word is heels. Heels. So again, we have that E sound. We talked about the E earlier. So again, make sure I'm saying E, he. It's E, he. And then you're finishing with an O's sound, which we talked about on which were sandals. It's that same idea. Okay. I see Shok saying off using sneakers. Got you. Appreciate you. I wear a lot of boots nowadays. I have boots that are very old, but they are still trucking, which is great. Heels. The one thing I want to say, so that E sound is considered a long vowel. And that doesn't mean that you hold it longer. What it means is that when you put it with the letter L, it's going to break into 2 parts. So it's going to sound like eel, eel. Do you hear the pitch shift? Eel. Go really low on that O sound and really weak. Eel, heel, heels. It's like eel, heels, eel, heels, eel, heels. So just note on that. You may also notice too that that S at the end has a slight Z sound. Heels, z, 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 heels. All right, let's just kind of run through those words really quick and then we'll answer Emmanuel's earlier questions. So again, we'll say each word twice. Sneakers, sneakers, shoes, shoes, cleats, cleats, boots, boots, slippers, slippers, sandals, sandals, flaps, flats, flip-flops, flip-flops, heels, heels. All right, so those are our words. Now, Emmanuel did ask us about some brands and companies and things like that. Everyone's who's making some moolah off of their footwear. So let's kind of talk about these. You may notice that there can be some big pronunciation differences between how we pronounce them in North America and how we may pronounce them in your part of the world. So the first word, Nike. Nike. So notice it's not pronounced Nike. It's Nike. You need to add the E at the end. It says IE Nike. IE Nike. Our second word here, Adidas. Adidas. Okay. No stress on the second syllable. So you need to make sure it's a low syllable. I mean, low pitch, high pitch, low pitch. Adidas. 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 Next one, Reebok. Stressing Reebok. Reebok. So Ia. Reebok. Next one, Puma. Puma. So it's your oo sound. Ooh. Again, don't round your lips too much. So it's not poo, it's more poo. And then finishing with a schwa sound, that So it's not ah, it's Puma, Puma. And then Converse, Converse. Okay, so that first syllable is not con, it's more con, sound. Con, Converse, Converse. Again, all these Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Puma, Converse. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Again, if you found this helpful on the stream, some things you can do to help me out, just pressing like, and letting other people know that we do this every single Monday through Friday, right around this time, 8 a.m. New York. They give you some quick pronunciation practice. If you're trying to get some feedback, because the only problem with these live streams is I can't hear you. So I don't know if you're pronouncing these things right. Manual, of course. So if you want to actually know if how you're saying these things is natural, the easiest way to do that is to join our pronunciation group on Telegram, which again you can find at fluentamerican.com. Once more, my name is Jeff, which rhymes with breath, which is one of the 4 key ingredients to a natural sound in American English. I'll see you all later. I hope you have a good day, have a good night, good afternoon, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. You guys take care.